Okay. Time. You too. About 1 minute. Less than that. I don't have on a wig, but okay. About 20 seconds. All right. If you're the chat message, someone's old self is completely gone. Your ancestors are jumping for joy. I do have channel messages, so I'm just going to jump into them. So the first channel message is creating a powerful self-image. So this is not about how other people see you, what other people think about you. This is about how you see yourself and what you think about yourself. All right. I am channeling something as if like a motivational speaker, but I'm trying not to make this one of those videos where it's like extremely like emotional. But I do see someone being extremely emotional from like thinking about what they've been through or where they were before prior to where they are now. So I do see you motivating other people or inspiring other people with your journey. All right, we have outsmarting manipulators. So the old you was easy to manipulate. The old you was easy to trick. The old you was gullible and easy to beguile. But the new you is stern. The new you is firm on your beliefs. The new you has morals that you don't want to adjust, and the new you cannot be manipulated. All right. We have took sin and broke bondage. So whatever you were doing that was sinful, I'm thinking that you're not doing it anymore. Something has been completely cut out of your life. I am getting that game. I don't know what it's called, but it's like operator. I think it's called operator, like the board game, and you're like taking like the bones out and all that shit, and it has like the buzzer on it. But I am getting operation. So someone is operating on you. This could be as you sleep, as you get rest, as you're in solitude by yourself, whatever. Someone is operating on you or operating on your etheric body. All right, we have compensation. So you're being rewarded for completing some type of initiation, because when you go from one thing to another thing drastically, because I'm getting a drastic transformation. This is not like, and I'm kind of getting it's like a quick transformation, kind of like something that happened overnight to other people. That's how other people see it. But like to you, it took a while to happen. But I am getting a drastic transformation. All right. And I do see you getting compensated for abiding by your rules. So I'm not seeing like anybody like setting rules for you and you following them. I'm seeing you're abiding by your own laws. All right. Yeah. So whatever you believe in, whether this be the universal laws, 48 laws of power, the GOV laws, which is the government laws, whatever you're abiding by, this entity is compensating you. All right. We have spiritual surveillance. All right. So you will experience spiritual surveillance where people are just watching and monitoring you, like monitoring spirits. So you're being watched at all times. All right. You're being watched more than you were before. So if you are an internet junkie, okay, you may have more views than you would previously. This could even be going viral. This could even be like getting an immense amount of followers within a short amount of time, just because you have transformed completely. Um, Also have someone or people are assigned to track your progress. So a lot of these people may try to pull you back into your old self, but that self is like gone. You may not even remember your old self or remember the things that you used to do. You may not like the things that you used to do. So like if you like to do certain things or you had certain hobbies, you may be doing something completely different now. If you were prone to one thing, you're prone to something else now. But I do see you cutting out anything that was addictive before. All right. So with the took sin and broke bondage, this is like if you were like a nympho and you like to sleep with people or be intimate with people a lot, that's going away. If you were an alcoholic and you drank alcohol all day, every day, that's going away. If you use THC, cannabis, or vaping, I do see you stopping that completely. If you popped pills in some type of way, I do see you stopping that as well. So yeah. I am channeling someone's hygiene. All right, so you look like you're pregnant, and I'm not talking about in the stomach area. When you're pregnant, you tend to glow. So it looks like there's an idea that you're about to implement on the horizon, and it's going to benefit you drastically. Drastically. All right, so let's just jump into it. Hi, we have the Hierophant. All right, so the Hierophant is your ancestors, your spirit guides. This is God Himself. All right, so the Hierophant is respect. So this is not about other people respecting you. This is about you respecting yourself. Um, I'm also channeling the hiccups for some reason. So something is a minor hiccup, but you quickly get over it. I'm also channeling like cycles, like for women menstruation. You are on your menstruation a lot shorter than usual. All right. But with the Hierophant here, um, you're respecting yourself. All right. So I don't know if previously before you weren't respecting yourself, but it looks like you have more respect for yourself and your self image. All right. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Wands. So it looks like someone is using reverse psychology. This could be the people that are spiritually surveillancing you or assigned to track your progress. So this is like maybe you were depressed at one time, or your old self was very depressed and moody and I don't know, bipolar. And now you're happy and you're energetic and you're lively. And so they're like, so are you still depressed or are you sad today? Like someone is using reverse psychology words or tactics to try to pull you back to your old self. But like I said, once you're dead, you're dead. You can't revamp it unless someone is a necromancer, if they have access to necromancy. All right, and I don't see you doing necromancy to bring back the old you, so it's gone. Once something is wiped away, it's wiped away. I'm also getting something was wiped away by water. So there's usually when something is wiped away about with water, their whole DNA is wiped away. So your whole DNA has been changed. All right, but someone doesn't know that. So someone can't trigger you the same way that they were previously, or someone can't get under your skin or make you sad the same way that they were doing previously because your DNA has been changed. Queen of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords, Two of Cups, Five of Wands, and the Moon card. So the people around you that are low vibrational, they're still going to troll you and they're still going to talk their shit and they're still going to be annoying as fuck, like annoying bugs, but it's just not bothering you the way that it used to. Something used to irritate you and get under your skin and make you spaz out and crash out, and I just don't see you doing that anymore. See you just being like whatever. We have the Moon card is here. So like I said, something was wiped away with water, so something is connected to your memory. So a lot of your memories or what you spend a lot of time thinking and remembering. So maybe you were in a breakup situation and you spent majority of your time thinking about that person and why they left you or why they cheated on you or why they chose someone else over you. Now you're not doing that. You don't even think about this person anymore. So even your memories have been shifted. So whatever you like, you may like before you're thinking about something that happened like a year ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Now you're more thinking about things that happened in your childhood type thing. So you're skipping a time frame. A whole time frame has been deleted or archived out of your mind. All right. We have the Four of Cups. Yeah, you just don't care. Like, you don't care about the same things that you did before. So someone has to go back to the drawing board to change their tactics because you don't care about the things that they were triggering you about before. So it's not working. We have the Emperor and the Empress card. With the Emperor and the Empress card coming in, as you go through this spiritual transformation or spiritual revamp, your soulmate is going through the same thing as well. All right. Your real soulmate, not a fake or flaw or pretender. And this is also regarding your, like I said, outsmarting manipulators. There's a lot of manipulators going to try to come towards you and pull you into something that it's not meant for you to be a part of. So people may try to get you in relationships with them and they're just not your one. But now you can see clearly. So before you were more prone to red flags and now you're not. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands. All right, so we have the Emperor and the Empress right by each other, and we have the King and Queen of Wands right by each other. All right, so King and Queen of Wands, and then the Emperor and the Empress. All right, this is a perfect thumbnail. All right, but you're going through a drastic change so that you are available to be with a significant person. That's one thing. All right. We have the Eight of Wands, the Hangman, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles here. All right. Instead of like just ghosting people or leaving them hanging, you're actually speaking your mind. So before you're quick to block someone mid talk, or you're quick to hang up the phone, or you're very immature in the way that you communicate. But now I see a lot of maturity in the way that you communicate and the way that you deal with people. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Justice card. So you're going from the Knight of Wands to the Knight of Swords. So this is something that's taking forever. It's slow as hell. When is it going to happen? When is this going to be new? When is, like when? And now you're here. You're in the presence of whatever you prayed for, you asked for. All right. Yeah, we have the King of Swords. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Lover's card. All right. So there's something surrounding a couple in this message, or there's something surrounding a union. There is a union on the horizon. All right. could even be like you changing up the way that you speak. And I'm not talking about like the way that you sound, but the words that you're using, you're changing that up. All right. We have finders. So you found yourself. You were hiding in the dark, and now you found yourself, and you can bring this part of yourself to the light. So I don't know if you were afraid of something, afraid of yourself, or someone was like bullying you or manipulating you into hiding yourself, but now you're not hiding. All right. We have speak for you. So yeah, at one point you were allowing people to speak for you. People were telling you how to feel. People were telling you how to move. People were telling you your every move or your every decision. People were making the decisions for you, but now you're making the decisions for yourself. We have black magic and prostitution. Like I said, this is the sin thing that you have been released from. All right, something was holding you hostage in the spiritual realm, but you have now been released from this sin. All right, we have father and stepson. All right, so there are people on this new journey that you're about to take that will help you in the long run. All right. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. Like I said, something was wiped away by water. So this Queen of Cups is no longer the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is now the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Swords. So this kind of tells me that before you were embodying your sun sign and now you're embodying your rising sign. So usually your rising sign is the way that people initially see you when they get to like when they get to know you, or like when they like first meet you, whatever. And now you're embodying that sign. All right, so whatever your rising sign is, this is what you're being portrayed as. So the Queen of Cups is going to the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Swords. All right, we have the King of Pentacles. Like I said, compensation. You are being compensated. All right, we have the Ace of Swords, which is the truth, the Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Like I said, someone has like a pregnancy a pregnancy glow. Now, if you are one of those people who want to be pregnant, maybe you're getting pregnant this year. All right. I'm also getting like before you're like, I can't accomplish that. That's too big, or that's too far out, or that's just crazy. But now you're like, you know what? That can actually happen. All right. We have ancient codes and secrets. Yeah. So you are getting, you've decoded something in a nutshell. We have chosen. So you are chosen. And we have thought teleportation and paranoid. Yeah, so that's why I said someone's like kind of shook because you're completely different. Like, if this is somebody that you're seeing and you haven't seen them, like a long lost friend or a long lost lover, and you're meeting back up with them now, someone can really tell how much you've changed. And it actually may, either it's going to paranoid them or it's going to kind of depress them, because they're like, damn, this person has changed so much and I'm still the same. So it's gonna be like an impression, whereas you've put in a lot of spiritual work. That's what people are going to be under the impression of. And it's looking like you have, but this is the workings of the divine. All right, you couldn't have done something without the divine's help. All right, we have Leo moon and we have Capricorn moon. All right, so a heavy hitter in Aquarius. So you're quickly becoming a heavy hitter. All right, especially if you cannot be manipulated, because manipulation is how the world goes around. Manipulation is how the world is made. All right. All right, we have the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords. So I'm kind of getting the people who betrayed you. You're not allowing them any more access to you. So it's like if someone betrayed you, and usually you'll forgive them, or usually you'll let them back in, or you'll text them, or you'll call them, or they'll call or text you. You're not going for that this time around. Because once a snake is always a snake, you'll betray me again. Like if you did it once, you'll do it again, type thing. So you're spending your time on people who don't want to betray you, or if that's everyone you feel, if you feel like everyone has bad intentions on you, then you're just spending your time by yourself. Really getting that. All right. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Hermit card. So a lot of people are going to be a little bit irritated with you because you're just leaving them hanging. I did mention that someone was much more mature in their communication, but this is with discernment, because some people, you can be the most mature communicator in the world, but if a person does not want to understand you, or if a person is looking to react, then there's no point of communicating with them. So you're basically understanding who you can use your mature communication with, and who you have to show action with, and that's what I'm getting. We have the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Wands, Five of Cups. You may have had this superiority complex, whereas you feel like maybe you're better than people, or people are beneath you, or something like that. Maybe you have this very cocky type of mentality, and I'm kind of getting with the Five of Cups, you're losing that type of mentality because it's not necessary and it's really not needed. All right, so you may also be like around people who think that they're better than you, or they're very cocky, or they're very arrogant, and you're like, you know what, I don't even want to be around them type of people, because I'm not cocky and I'm not arrogant. I'm confident, but I don't feel the need to, showboat myself to others. So with the Five of Cups, I do see you leaving somebody behind, and I do see them being sad and missing you, but it is for the best. We have the Star card, the World, and the Eight of Pentacles. Like I said at the beginning of the message, someone is going to reach maybe a lot of subscribers, or a lot of views, or you're going viral, or something like that. All right, I do see that here with the Star card and the World. The Star and the World is usually a viral video or a viral move. All right, these cards are so pretty. All right, but that's what this is. it, you see how these cards, they have like the boobs out? That's so inappropriate. Like, why are there boobs out? That's funny. All right, we have the Seven of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups, a lot of pages. So all of these pages are right by each other. All right, so you have the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords here. So because your DNA has been reactivated or changed, you are now a page again. All right, it doesn't matter how old you are, but you're now like a novice again. You have to relearn all these new things, and you have to redo all this shit. You don't have to redo shit, because this is not a repetitive cycle. You're not in a cycle anymore. This is more of like something new. So you have to start anew, basically. All right. And then we have the Strength card, the Temperance, the Chariot, and the Seven of Wands, and the Sun. All right. So your blessings are no longer being blocked, because you're not dealing with certain people who want to block your blessings. All right, so before, you're not noticing the red flags, you're allowing someone to stay in your life, or you're allowing someone to linger in your life, and now you're cutting them completely out. All right, this is something that the old you would have never done. All right, so you can tell even by your decisions that you are a brand new person. All right, so I'm really getting that. All right, we have payoff. So something is going to pay off. All right. I do see some type of telepathy or teleportation or something like that. And it's all of a sudden getting really cold in here. All right. We have I drugged you. Yeah. So the old all right, the old you could have met someone and that person introduced you to some type of drug or to some type of sin or something like that, but I am getting that. All right. We have illusions, fantasies, and dreams. So at one point you are living in a you at one point in your life, the old you can you guys hear me now? Okay, cool. Okay. Like I said, with the I drugged you card, you could thank you. You could have came into contact with someone that introduced you to some type of drug or sin or sinful type of practice. And you were really consumed into this. So something was sucking you in, sucking your energy, draining you, whatever. You were living in some type of illusion, fantasy, or dream state. So, of course, if this is like marijuana or THC, you're always like in the clouds. So it's like you're never like on earth. All right. You're never like grounded. But now you're very, very grounded. All right. We have revelations and PTSD. All right. So I don't know if this transformation started with you like reading the Bible or reading the Quran or writing or praying more or something, but something started with a revelation. This could even been a prophetic dream about yourself. Like, damn, and it may have scared you. So something started with a very powerful revelation. Maybe you had a dream that you overdosed and you died, or maybe you had a dream that you were out with someone and you got hit with a car, like, and you passed away. Because I'm kind of getting you had a dream about you passing away, and that you're like, damn, I need to change my life, or I need to stop doing this. And then, or you had a dream that this person murdered you or something like that, and you're like, damn, I really need to get away from this person because the dream felt so real. Really getting that. All right. We have um PhD. Yeah. So someone could be going to school or going back to school to get their PhD or to even complete college. So if you went to college, you didn't complete college, or if you went to college and you just got your associate's degree and now you want your bachelor's or you want your PhD, I do see you going back to school, and I do see you getting a degree, or another degree or a license or something like that. Yeah. All right. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups, the Strength, and the Temperance card. So your old self was holding on to something or someone by a, a piece of hair. So that's how like you didn't have a lot of control. Like you're holding on to something by like a string, a strand of hair. Do you know, like, that's impossible. So something was impossible and you're doing it. Um so yeah, like you're depending on something that you were depending on something that was never going to happen. Like I said, someone was living in a fantasy or an illusion. So maybe you're with someone and that is that message of outsmarting a manipulator, but you were with someone, yeah, we're going to get married, yeah, we're going to have kids, yeah, I'm going to buy you a house, yeah, I'm going to move you in, yeah, yeah, this, yeah, that, just talking, just telling you what you want to hear, and you're going along with it. But this person, they're far gone. Like the relationship is dead. the connection is dead, but you're still holding on to this person. I do see you letting this person go completely, and I do see them trying their best to get your attention. Like, so you're letting go of someone completely, or you're not thinking about them at all, and I do see this person really trying to get your attention after you release them. All right, but while you're holding on to them, they don't care. But as soon as you release this person, they're going to do everything to get your attention. They may buy you gifts. They may invite you on dates. They may invite you to come live with them. They may try to offer to pay your bills. They're just going to offer you anything possible just so that you revert back. But I wouldn't do it. We have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, I do see a lot of phone calls from somebody. Like someone is blowing up your phone when previously or before this person wouldn't even answer the phone or answer the text, or they'll get back to you when they're ready. But now this person, you're like the first thing that they think about when they wake up. You're the last thing they think about at night. You're always on their mind when before they just didn't care. So because you're changing and because you've transformed into a completely different person, a lot of people have you on their mind. All right. We have the Hangman, the Seven of Swords, and the World card. All right. So with the World card coming up here, you're in a new cycle. All right. In the new cycle, it doesn't matter if it's Mercury retrograde or not. If you're in a new cycle, you're in a new cycle, just period. So usually Mercury retrograde affects like exes and past and old addictions and shit. But I'm kind of getting like now that you're in this new cycle, when you go through Mercury retrograde, it'll be affecting your like something regarding your childhood or your past life, not like something that happened a year or two ago, but this is like affecting you like way back in the day, like in the 2000s or the 90s. So I'm getting that. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Three of Cups. All right. So you are also dealing with a lot of liars, deceivers, cheaters, cons. All right. And I don't know why, but you were believing them, crying over them, being frustrated about them, type stuff. Yeah, the Four of Wands. I do see you being really at peace with your decisions and with this new body that you're in. Now, this could be some form of reincarnation, whereas someone literally had to wipe your DNA so that they could put a new soul into you. So you have been blessed with a reincarnated soul. So your memory is extremely strong. All right, your senses are extremely heightened. Your gifts are extremely powerful at this time. All right, because you are reincarnate of someone. I'm really getting that. All right, we have the Five of Cups and the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So someone misses the old you. That's usually how it goes, especially when you're not acting the same anymore. Someone misses the old you. Yeah, the King of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Justice card. All right. I'm also getting like this is as far as intimacy goes. Like you're not just giving your body to someone that's going to manipulate you. So before, like someone would be able to manipulate you into giving yourself to them, but not this time. Not this time around. You'll wait for months or years even to do something sexual if that's what it takes. Yeah, the King of Cups. But like I said, you are being matched with a counterpart that is going to fit into your new lifestyle. All right. We have the Ace of Swords, the Empress, and the Five of Wands. So it looks like you're the real thing. You're the real Empress. You're the real divine feminine. And someone notices you immediately. These old people that you were dealing with, it took like months and years for someone to really like understand who you are or what you're about or where you're coming from. But the people that you're being like matched up with now, they get it. As soon as they see you, they're like, oh, that's a divine feminine, or oh, that person is really like princess vibes, queen vibes, very royal, very regal. All right. we have the Four of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So you genuinely just don't care. And it's not even that you're trying. So before you're like, okay, I'm going to try to not think about this person. I'm going to try not to reach out to this person. I'm going to try to keep this person blocked. Now you don't have to try. You genuinely, you don't care. You're not going back to your recently deleted messages and undeleting their number or unblocking them or whatever, however you do it. You're like, fuck it. Like, I don't even care anymore. And that's kind of like making someone feel insecure, like I said. All right, we have the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Lover's card. So with the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Swords coming out, this will be your winning season, this 2026, right? For those people who have been activated into a new bloodline, because I'm kind of getting like everything is changing, your ancestors are changing, and I know that sounds weird, but it's just like, especially if you have different cultures in your blood, or your different nationalities, or you're mixed or mulatto or whatever like that, and you have different races inside of you. All right, so maybe one race in particular was taking over your ancestry and protecting you, but now this other race is about to take over your ancestry and protect you. So it's like you're getting a completely different roster of everything. All right, this could even be you're dressing differently. You're, like I said, everything about you has changed completely. All right, we have the Star card, the Emperor, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. All right. So, like I mentioned, your gifts are being heightened. Everything is being heightened. All right. You're going to higher levels. All right. You're reaching euphoria quicker than sex or drugs or anything like that. You're genuinely euphoric, or you're genuinely satisfied. You're going to use satisfaction for this. All right. I'm also hearing the word satisfactory. So you passed. All right. We have the King of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Seven of Wands. So if it's a no, it's a no. If the universe says no, I see you agreeing with that. Whereas before, the universe says no to something and you try to counteract it, like I see you kind of like not doing that anymore. All right. We have the Sun, the Page of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Before, you were looking for love. You wanted someone to love you. You wanted someone to care. You wanted someone to cherish you. You wanted someone to respect you. You wanted someone to be faithful. But now sorry, now you're not focused on this anymore. All right, because come on now, you're an adult, I'm an adult. Like, if I can be faithful and respectful, you can too. And I'm kind of getting all of this wasn't hard math. This was actually all pretty simple. Maybe you had codependency problems, or maybe you had some type of childhood wound that was preventing you from being your best self, but now you're truly healing from those wounds, and you can truly be your best self. Yeah, so you don't want to kick it with someone. All right. I do see them being butthurt, but it is what it is. Yeah, illumination and ritual. So you're becoming very enlightened. All right. And I'm going to end it like that. I'm hearing keep going, but I don't want to keep going. All right, I'm going to stop.